Russian tanks often end up exploding after precise Ukrainian strikes, and today we'll reveal even more rare battlefield moments. From F-16 jets destroying Russian command posts to long-range drones targeting the enemy's strategic radar systems. An intelligence UAV detects 2 Russian tanks charging toward Ukrainian defenses. To halt their advance, FPV drones are launched. One drone slams into the armor plate, forcing Russian troops to quickly retreat into the nearby bushes, but the lead tank refuses to stop. That's when a Ukrainian M7 artillery system is called in. Coordinates are set, and the first round lands just a few meters away. Additional FPV drones take off to finish the job. One drone hits the engine, leaving the tank heavily damaged. Despite this, the Russian tank keeps rolling forward and fires back. It approaches dangerously close to Ukrainian lines until another FPV drone lands a direct strike. The crew abandons the burning vehicle and runs toward the tree line. Flames erupt from the fuel tank, leaving nothing but twisted burning metal behind. Ukrainian FPV drones continue their mission, striking deep into Russian positions. Enemy air defenses quickly detect them and launch missiles to intercept. The first missile barely misses. More rockets are fired, but the drone operator skillfully dodges and crashes the UAV directly into the radar system. Meanwhile, a Russian BMP is spotted moving through a Ukrainian village. A Vampire drone is already circling above, waiting for the perfect moment. The drone drops its explosive, hitting the vehicle and releasing thick black smoke. The BMP halts to deploy infantry, but immediately a swarm of FPV drones dive in and finish it off. Reconnaissance confirms the target destroyed. Another Russian command post is identified. This time, Ukrainian F-16s are used to strike with high-precision bombs. The bombs land perfectly, igniting stored ammunition and causing a massive explosion. Soon after, a Russian air defense system comes under Ukrainian surveillance. Realizing that a drone is transmitting coordinates, Russian forces fire anti-aircraft missiles. The missile streaks past, missing by only a few meters. Ukrainian HIMARS systems had already obtained the coordinates and immediately launched 2 missiles at the enemy air defense site. The first rocket struck the radar installation, while the second obliterated the launcher itself. Soon after, a Russian tank was dispatched to break through Ukrainian lines, but things quickly went wrong. The tank rolled onto a mine and came to a halt. Spotting the immobilized target, a Ukrainian soldier rushed out from the trenches and fired an RPG, finishing off the vehicle. The ammunition inside detonated with such force that a massive blast left a 50-foot wide crater in the ground. Next, a Russian field depot was identified. The coordinates were passed to HIMARS units, and moments later, missiles slammed into the target. At the same time, Russian ATGM teams were seen firing in multiple directions. Meanwhile, Russian artillery units were preparing a strike on a Ukrainian city, but before they could fire, Ukrainian HIMARS delivered a precise strike, destroying the artillery battery. Drone reconnaissance then uncovered a Russian vehicle storage facility. Ukrainian FPV operators launched drones directly into the compound. A howitzer became the first victim, exploding as the drone detonated inside the building. Additional FPVs struck engineering equipment, wiping out multiple vehicles in the process. Not long after, another Russian artillery position was detected. Ukrainian gunners received the coordinates and executed a pinpoint strike. The first shell ignited the ammunition, and within minutes, the entire stockpile detonated. Further south, a Russian BMP was observed advancing toward Ukrainian lines. Ukrainian troops wasted no time and launched FPV drones against it. A precise strike disabled the vehicle, forcing the crew to abandon it. Ukrainian artillery then joined in, shelling the immobilized BMP. The initial shot showered the vehicle with shrapnel, and a second round delivered a direct hit, igniting the tank and detonating its ammunition. In seconds, the BMP was reduced to burning wreckage. Following another failed assault, a Russian APC was left behind on the battlefield. To make sure it was destroyed, Ukrainian bomber drones carried out an airstrike. The first drops caused no serious damage, but the final bomb triggered a massive detonation, consuming the armored vehicle in a huge fireball. The drone is taken down in a massive blast, leaving nothing of the APC behind. Soon after, Russian artillery is spotted operating in Ukrainian fields. The coordinates are passed to HIMARS, and within moments a missile is launched. The strike detonates the artillery, scattering fragments hundreds of meters away. Another Russian tank attempts to advance and shell Ukrainian lines, but Ukrainian soldiers respond instantly by firing a javelin. The missile slams into the engine, igniting the fuel and destroying the vehicle. Shortly after, a Russian ammunition depot is identified. Ukrainian artillery moves into position and opens fire. The first shell levels the building, sending Russian troops running in panic. A second round secures the destruction, triggering secondary explosions as mines and artillery shells erupt in flames. Elsewhere, a Russian heavy-caliber artillery unit is located by a reconnaissance drone. HIMARS launches a strike. Although the missile misses by a small margin, shrapnel hits the ammunition stockpile, wiping out the artillery battery. Following a failed assault, another BMP is left behind on the battlefield. A Ukrainian soldier emerges with an RPG and fires at the abandoned vehicle. The first missile strikes the engine, setting it ablaze but not destroying it completely. He reloads and fires again. After several hits, the BMP bursts into flames and is fully destroyed. During another clash, a Russian tank suffers damage, forcing its crew to flee and leave it behind. A Ukrainian bomber drone is quickly dispatched. It drops an explosive into the open hatch, setting off the ammunition inside. The resulting blast engulfs the tank. Meanwhile, a Russian grad system fires at Ukrainian positions. HIMARS responds with cluster munitions. The strike produces an enormous explosion, scattering the grad launcher into twisted fragments. Soon after, Ukrainian intelligence identifies a Russian Terminator vehicle. FPV drones are launched against it. The first slams into the rear, and the second dives directly into the driver's hatch. The crew abandons the damaged machine. Later, Russians attempt to use a tank to tow the Terminator, but Ukrainian FPV drones intercept. One drone strikes the engine, immobilizing the tank and sealing its fate. Another Russian BMP is spotted on the move. An FPV drone is already circling above. The drone impacts the BMP, causing heavy damage and forcing the crew to abandon it. Ukrainian artillery then shells the vehicle, further weakening it. Finally, another FPV drone finishes the job, detonating the ammunition inside. Nearby, a similar vehicle is found abandoned. Ukrainian heavy artillery targets it, setting it on fire. The flames spread to the ammo, triggering yet another massive explosion. Elsewhere, Russian air defense is caught operating in Ukrainian fields. A Ukrainian drone quietly observes and transmits the coordinates. As soon as the Russians attempt to deploy the system, HIMARS strikes with pinpoint accuracy. Smoke rises from the burning air defense unit. A Russian artillery position is then detected by intelligence. A Mavic drone drops a grenade directly on top of the cannon. The crew flees instantly, leaving the system behind. As the fire spreads and reaches stored ammunition, the entire position goes up in flames.